Welcome back, Padawans, to the Jedi Gaming Academy channel. And let us, first, before we get into what I want to talk about today, let us address the elephant in the room.
Oh, excuse me.
Good morning.
Lois, since when does an elephant live here?
Where has Jedi Master Ren been?
I don't remember.
Well, you know what? The council had me go off on mission, and unfortunately, I was not able to produce any videos for you guys for the better half of a month.
Don't you feel foolish?
Now, I want to apologize in the grand scheme of things. I have been going through some stuff here at home, like, let's be honest, I've been going through some stuff here at home. Things have been changing, things have been moving around, and, you know, trying to get content out has been a little bit hard for me to kind of schedule in. I've always said if there's one thing that has to fall, unfortunately, it is content creation. I am a dad, I have a full-time job, I have to focus on some other things. That does not mean that the gears aren't turning and that I am not thinking about you guys, that I'm not thinking about coming back and doing some more content. And you know what? I felt like today was the day that I needed to come back and discuss Stig Asmussen opening up his own studio. All right, baby. So if you already feel like you know what this is going to be your Holocron Minute coming back in the new era. We're going to call it, because I feel like I've been gone for a minute. So we're going to call this the new era. All right. But again, we have from VentureBeat, Stig Asmussen launches new studio Giant Skull for action-adventure games. So this was posted This is posted today, and this is by Rachel Kaser. So they write, Stig Asmussen, director of the Star Wars Jedi games and God of War 3, announced today the launch of his new studio, Giant Skull. Several industry veterans head Giant Skull's team, and they focused on creating AAA, story-driven action-adventure games. Giant Skull is working on its first game based out of its headquarters in Los Angeles, though it also has a global team of remote developers. Asmussen, who serves as CEO, said in a statement, "The Giant Skull studio culture is founded on creativity and curiosity. We have assembled a talented team renowned for immersive storytelling, heroic combat, and exhilarating traversal. And our goal is to craft a rich universe that players will want to lose themselves in for years to come." End quote. The development team is comprised of CTO John Carr and design director Jeff Majors, both formerly of the Star Wars Jedi team. Art director Patrick Murphy, whose work includes Fortnite and League of Legends, COO and CFO Anthony Scott, formerly of Rocksteady and Unbroken Studios, animation director Brian Campbell, and who held the same position at Epic Games, and lead producer Lauren McLemore, also a producer on Fortnite. Asmussen announced his departure from Respawn and the Star Wars Jedi team last fall to pursue other adventures. Giant Skull is working on its first game, though it's not yet announced any details about the new title except that it's made in Unreal Engine 5. However, the Giant Skull website has a small feature that allows users to input commands with multiple possible commands that could give more information on the title. Anthony Scott, Giant Skull's CEO and CFO, said in a statement, quote, "Our values for the studio translate into how we make our games and our relationship with players: autonomy, momentum, curiosity, and respect. We want players to join us on every step of this amazing journey as we pave the way for our upcoming game. We're creating something special and have been fortunate enough to assemble an incredible initial team of developers who are extremely passionate and experienced in creating genre-defining third-person action adventures." End quote. All right, guys, so that is all we have over here from VentureBeat. And I had to get in here and I had to talk about this because we covered Stig Asmussen leaving the Jedi Survivor, or the Jedi team over there at Respawn, and that was a huge kind of like blow, you know what I mean? Because after the success, in my opinion, of Jedi Survivor, you would think that he would want to stay with the studio and finish out what seems like it's going to be a trilogy for this game, at least that, you know? But when you really think about it, how much more development is going to go into a third installment of the Jedi series? It's probably going to be another maybe 3 years, you know? So it's going to take some time. It's going to take time out of his day, and obviously, he wants to go in a different route. He doesn't want to be under Respawn. He doesn't want to be under EA, you know? So, obviously, Respawn has had their wings and they've been able to fly under EA, but I assume that he, has seen some things that EA has done towards Respawn. I'm thinking of the launch of Titanfall 2, for instance, that maybe rubs him the wrong way, and why he was like, you know what? Yes, I would love to finish the Jedi games. I would love that, because I can't imagine that Stig Asmussen would not, you know what I mean? But it was more important for him to get out now and focus on where his heart is. And obviously his heart is still in video game development, so that's good. That's a huge plus, and I'm very happy that he wants to do that. But it's, not in line with where Respawn was going. And that's just that, so he wants to be able to take his control and be able to really make a game that he wants to make. And I love that. And this brings up a bigger, thought that I had when I read this article, that what happens to these developers when they leave? And I'm also thinking, when, we see all of these layoffs in the gaming industry, we see these studios popping up all the time of veteran developers who are either leaving studios or have been let go. They're all coming together to form a brand new studio, and it seems like they have a moral compass and they have a right set of, ideals that they want to follow, and they know what game they want to make. And then also, everybody is allowed and is able to put their input in these kind of situations. Now, is that going to work out for them in the long run? I'm not saying Giant Skull. I'm just saying in general, with these, smaller dev teams coming together, veterans or not, you are still a new team, so it is harder to get that traction and to gain the respect of the gaming industry. But it's a lot easier when you have veterans like Stig Asmussen and, all of the other ones. I mean, I'm thinking of Hideo Kojima, who, obviously he left and started up his own company, and now he is making deals with, on either side of, of the competition. He's got a deal with Xbox. He's making deals with PlayStation. I assume they're going to be making deals with maybe Nintendo if we can see a Switch 2 or a new iteration of the hardware. So I just see all of these different dev teams coming together, or developers coming together and forming their own teams. And it really makes me excited for the future, because again, they've got that moral compass, they know what they want, and it seems like their teams have the ability to voice their opinions, and they will be heard. That's a problem that we're seeing here. Why we have, crunch times in the gaming industry, because these higher ups in these dev teams or in these studios are not listening to the people who are at the ground level making these games and telling them, hey, it's not going to be ready at the time that you want it to. So this is the kind of structure that I like to see, and this is the kind of thing that I think we're going to continue to see as, unfortunately, we start to go through all of the losses that happen in the gaming industry. But it's good to know that there are devs that are going to be working on trying to create new studios so we can create bigger, better experiences that are not tied to the major publishers that we all have known for years. But with that being said, guys, I have been your humble host, Jedi Master Ren, and I will see you next time in the halls of the Jedi Gaming Academy. May the Force be with you.